All rise for the Honorable Judge Maloney.
Thank you. You may be seated. We are here today to review the case of Butch Durong versus the SEC. Mr. Durong, you are here under the charges of embezzlement of corporate assets from Solar Devices and fraudulent activities. How do you plead?
I plead not guilty.
Prosecutor may begin with your opening statement.
Thank you, Judge. Today, people of the court, we're gathered here to prove that a man did wrong. Butch Durong over here stole millions of dollars from Solar Devices for his own personal benefits. Now this is wrong, very unethical. And not only has he done this, but he has proved throughout his lifetime that he has a track record of doing unethical things. So scum like this should be put away and locked in jail for their life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor. The defendant, who has chosen to represent himself, will now proceed with his opening statement.
Yes, the corporate assets that were allegedly stolen by myself from Solar Devices were actually misplaced by top-level management of the company, and they're using myself as a scapegoat to cover up their irresponsibility from their top-level division.
Prosecution may call their first witness to the stand.
Thank you, Judge. The prosecution calls Mrs. Durong to the stand. So, Mrs. Durong, how do you know this defendant?
Unfortunately, he is my son.
Very unfortunate. How would you describe Butch's character?
Overall, he's a very unethical person, and he has been ever since he was a little boy. Even before he was old enough to talk, he was stealing things from other children, and I always tried to teach him how to do right, and he always did wrong. He would steal from his little sister, and he would always find any way that he could to take advantage of the little person and steal.
I hate those type of people. Well, can you think of any situations that he's been in that he's shown these characteristics?
Let me think. I'm sure I can come up with something. Okay, kids, I have a surprise for you. We're going to be going to the store today. Yay! So if you can help Amy count her change, and I'm going to go get our stuff ready for our trip, and I'll be back. So, hey, Bubby, help me count.
Do you know how much each one's worth?
This is the little one. This is the big one.
It goes like this. This one's called a quarter. It's worth the most. This is a nickel. It's worth the second most. This is a penny. It's worth the third most. And this is a dime. It's worth the least.
Okay.
Because this one's heavier than that one.
I don't want any dimes then.
No. You can have all my pennies. I'll trade all my pennies for all your dimes.
Okay.
What's going on here?
I'm giving Bubby all of my dimes because they're worth the least, and he's gonna give me my pennies because he's nice.
I can't believe that you're doing this. I thought I could trust you. You have to give all of your money to your sister.
She didn't need the money. The new Pokemon card.
You're an unethical thief! Sit down!
Ordering the
She didn't need it!
Sorry, Judge. I call my next witness, Mrs. Feeney. So, Mrs. Feeney, could you please describe to the court how you know the defendant?
Yes. I had Mr. Durong in my world history class 10 years ago, and he seemed to be an okay student. He was always very quiet in class. He didn't really make a lot of noise, and I always thought he was a good person until I found out one day he had been cheating all along on my test. This is the first person I've ever had cheat on my test, and and he really let my heart down, and I ended up quitting the school, and I couldn't teach for a few years. I just couldn't believe that a little kid like this could do this to me.
It sounds like you're really upset about this. Could you maybe describe to the court exactly what happened on that day?
Yes, I think I can remember.
So did y'all study for this test?
Yeah, I studied all night.
Yes? I'm gonna destroy this test, man.
Whoa, easy, bro.
I'm sorry, I just get intense about tests. I love tests.
This is brand new and it's home ec. So
Sorry,
you just need
bro.
to lay
Sorry, bro.
off.
It's not home ec, this is U.S. history.
What?
It's world history.
The chick's right, man.
Well, good luck to you, brother.
Good luck to you too.
Okay, class, we're going to take our test now. I want everybody to keep their eyes on the paper, 60-degree angle. If you have to stretch, close your eyes and just go like this, but when you get back to this point, keep your eyes on your paper. Begin. Mr. Durong, can I see something really quick?
Sure.
Can you move your hand? What is this? Is this the answers to the test? Do you even know how long it took me to become a teacher, and you're just gonna put answers on a piece of paper and take this test? I have to go.
Mrs. Feeney, I understand you followed him to college as well.
I did. After what happened to me, I took a few years off of school, and finally I worked up enough courage to go back, and I decided I would teach at college level. You know, everybody's ethical at the college level. And I taught ethics at Texas A&M, and the first day of class, he was there. Grown up and just more evil than he was before. And we had these clickers, and everybody was supposed to come to class. And
Hey man, you going to class today?
Yeah, I am. What's up?
I'm not able to make it. I've got to go run an errand, so I was wondering if you could sign in for me.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay.
Let me just get your clicker in here.
Here's my clicker. And I actually have a couple friends who couldn't make it either, so I was wondering if you could just go ahead and do that for me. That would be great.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, man. See you tomorrow.
Later, bud.
everyone, please take out your clicker and sign in. Rudy, why do you have all these clickers?
Oh, I don't know. Butch made me do it.
That Butch.
It was ethics class. Who needs ethics? You can't
You
teach
sir,
ethics.
even he has no ethics.
Order!
You sit down. Sorry, Judge. Last time.
Better be.
I'd like to call my next witness and last one, Susie Q. Whistleblower. So, Susie Whistleblower, how do you know the defendant?
We were colleagues.
I'm sorry. How would you describe his character?
Well, I thought he was an okay guy, but there was this one time.
Could you describe this one time for the court?
Well, one night after work, we all decided to go get drinks.
Where exactly did you go get drinks at?
Hornbacks.
What a sleazy place.
Yes, I agree. Well, when we were there, after we had had a few drinks, he started telling me about this one time when he thought it'd be a good idea to take some money. I guess he was trying to impress me or something and tell me how much money.
So how's things going?
Pretty good. I'm kind of stressed.
Really?
Yeah, money's a little tight these days.
That's interesting.
Are you not having money issues?
I guess you could say I could, but I usually just take it if I need it.
Who do you take it from?
I've been taking from Solar Devices, one of my clients at work.
I don't think that's okay.
You just overcharge them a little bit and pocket the extra, and no one really knows what happens, and I can pay the bills now.
Well, I think my friend's calling me.
After much deliberation, I have made a decision. Mr. Durong, you are hereby convicted of embezzlement. You shall serve a life sentence in a maximum security prison. Court is adjourned.